Hello and welcome back to Weekdays with TCF, presented by the Loop Sports. I am Zach Leah. We had a little technical difficulties there. My internet, I guess, on my phone connected to it. But here we go. We're talking about the White Sox. Tim Anderson still hot, not as hot as he was. Started off. That's kind of expected because he got off to such a hot start. That's hard to keep going throughout the season. But he's still playing well. They're really hitting well. Their pitching just isn't putting them in where they need to be, which is fine. That's kind of, if I would say from what I see, biggest White Sox complaint right now is the lineup. Everyone kind of gets mad every time I see a lineup on Twitter. Some Sox fan is mad about where a player is in the lineup. I think Tim Anderson's batting like 7th tonight or something like that, and it's just like people are not liking the lineup situation. People keep thinking that they're trying to tank with this. I don't think that's the case. But yeah, the White Sox 16-8. They're gonna be around maybe 500 all season.
Yeah, they're gonna be right around there. And like you said, Tim Anderson. Just a week ago when we were recording, he was hitting 350, I think, and now he's down to 331. But like you said, 331. There's nothing to scoff at there. He's playing well, but like you kind of nailed it. They have that huge walk off against the Red Sox on Thursday night. And then, they lose 3 in a row and kind of look foolish there. I don't know if you saw the clip from Sunday where they were throwing the ball all around the infield like It was a hot potato. It looked like the scene from Angels in the Outfield where the ball's just like the Angels are controlling the ball. That's exactly what that looked like.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's exciting for them. They're in games. They're having some fun with it. It's a season where it doesn't really matter if you do well, you don't do well. You're still waiting for Kopech to come back. Who knows where you're going to get with in the off season? Maybe you'll get a big time pitcher. I keep hearing people want them to sign Dallas Keuchel.
Yeah,
which would be
I think that
signing.
would be a good move for them.
I keep saying that if Dallas Keuchel wanted to go to the team like the White Sox, he would already be on a team like the White Sox. I feel like he would already have the contract done. I just want to know really what's going on with these players, why they're not signed yet. If they're just not getting the deals, if they're not getting the money they want, because I think it's still
probably
really ridiculous.
More has to do with signing with the teams they want. Like he could have taken a deal, but also the teams are not offering the deals because maybe they didn't want to, be the ones to jump out and overpay, and they're kind of waiting back and seeing what's going to happen. So I think by June 1st, you're going to see both of those guys off the board to teams that think they're in contention on a short deal, or teams like the White Sox that are going to come out and be like, well, we'll give you 4 years to be the guy here.
It'd be nice to have him and Kopech.
So it'd be interesting to see.
It'd be really like a jump start to the starting lineup.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it would be just like a John Lester, but that would be
the
reason
pitch you got to go with.
It's the guy that you would have to go with to bring in other pitchers, because like you said, yes, Kopech, you brought him up through your system, but it's very hard to get pitchers like that out of the farm system.
Yeah, it's hard to grow pitching, and
that's trying to do it quickly. You're usually going to have to sign the arms, which is what the Cubs have done. Like I said, you don't have to go off the same blueprint like you said the Cubs getting John Lester, but that's kind of how you want to look at it is that they are trying to get. Like I said, you need that first ace starter to get it all moving, and that's kind of what that Dallas Keuchel could do for the Chicago White Sox.
Definitely. I think that's you kind of nailed it. I think that's the pitch you go in with is like, look what John Lester did here. Kind of came in not near the end of his career, but kind of after his big contract and kind of gained his notoriety. But that's turning out to be one of the best free agent signings in Chicago sports history, let alone, in baseball. You come in and you say you can be this guy that's kind of there for, while we're building still towards the end of our rebuild, and then, just keep running into with it. And I think that's the pitch you go with, and hopefully he nibbles on it.
Yeah, because like I said, that would just be a great sign, not even just for this year, but going forward. It'll be nice to have your first ace on the team.
Absolutely.
You can build like a Giolito behind it, or from apparently who's the one who has the elbow problems right now for the White Sox, the pitcher. You don't know?
I don't know.
I thought you would know. Okay, let's move on to the NBA playoffs here. Golden State is looking a lot worse than they were when we recorded the podcast, because we did the podcast and we were saying how I was saying how the Warriors are going to take over.
Oh, and I was
Rockets
right. I
done.
definitely said the Rockets were going to win that game, and they did.
They did win the game, but you didn't think they were. I mean, the Warriors look beat down right now.
Yeah.
I know they lost 2 on the road, but in Steph Curry just not having a great series. Some stuff about Klay Thompson saying that he's not really feeling that great with the Warriors. He's looking for a bigger
kind
spot.
of trouble in paradise.
And like you said, it kind of. I know Big Cat has said this. The Warriors are maybe going to beat the Warriors.
Yeah,
and that would be kind of a cool situation there.
Right now,
their biggest enemy is themselves.
And I don't know about you. The end of Game 4, like they had the opportunities to tie it and send it to another overtime. And
it's times where that's when the Warriors, at least the last few years, have taken over games and won games that they should not have won.
Absolutely, it was there for the taking. And I mean, I think Steph missed one, and then KD missed one at the top of the key. It's like, you know, if they're this team of destiny that everybody thinks that, you know, they might as well just crown them already, then, you know, those are the games you got to take care of, and they just didn't. And I don't think the Rockets are doing anything different per se. They look very similar to what they have, but you know, they're taking care of business right now and at home. So it'll be interesting to see when someone finally, you know, can win a road game.
Yeah. We have Denver, Portland. Denver won kind of handily last night.
Yeah, wasn't really close.
It wasn't really close. I can see it going a Game 7, Portland winning back in Portland. I'm not really expecting much different. I'm guessing that series is going to Game 7.
That's what I would
just
guess,
see how that's playing out there. Boston, done. I was wrong.
Yes,
but they came out hot that first game. Milwaukee has really taken over. You can kind of see. I've heard a lot where maybe Kyrie Irving could be gone here after this year.
Yeah, he'll be either in LA or New York next year. I think
it is crazy that maybe New York can go from one of the worst teams in the league to having Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and maybe a number 1 pick overall.
Yeah,
because it's.
But at the end of the day, James Dolan still runs that team, and James Dolan doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground.
Also, I've heard James Dolan is being sued by people at Madison Square Garden for not paying attention to Madison Square Garden enough, listening to his band too much. I think you should be very happy that James Dolan.
Yeah, you don't want him
there.
around. He is an idiot. He is a terrible owner, in my opinion. So you know what? That's fine with me, and I think that. You can add KD, you can add Kyrie, and you can even add Zion Williamson. I'm not convinced that man running a team, it'd be similar to like Garpax running a team with those guys, and that scares me as a Bulls fan. So I don't know with the Knicks if it's going to be any different. And to be honest, like I like the Knicks coach, but I don't love the Knicks coach. I think it's Budishauser or whatever his name is.
Yeah, but out of these top 4 teams, who has a coach that is going to be a good coach for Zion Williamson? Because Bulls are out there. We got Jim Boylan for the next apparently 3 years, which is the stupidest thing the Bulls could have done.
It was just an unnecessary extension.
Yeah, we didn't need to. What was the point? If you could have
You could have taken it on a year-by-year basis.
You think about this.
He's an interim coach.
We got Joe Madden over here with a one-year contract with the best record in baseball the last how many years?
5 years.
On a team that's one of the best teams in baseball. And he's working on a one-year contract. I know it's different sports, and I know Danny Parkins was on the radio yesterday saying that it's a lot different. You can't compare the two. But what has Jim Boylan done to deserve a 3-year extension? That is a lot of years for a coach because guess what? We're already paying players that we don't want. Or we didn't want. What if we don't want Jim Boylan in a year? We've already guaranteed him 3 years.
So you're just giving him free money.
We're giving him free money. It just made no sense to me. There was really no reason to do it. No one was pushing Jim Boylan needing a contract. Really and truthfully, I don't know what Garden Packs could have even been thinking when they did this. It makes no sense. You knew that the fans would not be happy about it. You knew the fans were not happy with you in the first place. Yeah. So it just makes no sense to me. There was no upside to it.
Well, to be honest, the only thing that they can do for themselves to be in the fans' good graces, and I know this is probably just me being a salty fan, is them not being here is the only thing the fans really want. I think they're in almost a lose-lose situation where no matter who they hire or, what the guy's background is, the fans are not going to be happy with it just because they know these idiots running the team are not competent of doing their job. So how they hire a guy to do a job that they don't know anything about, it's just, it was an unnecessary extension. If you want to keep him around for next year, then whatever, but you don't need to give him that 3 years. No one's out there clamoring to steal Jim Boylan away from the Bulls. It's just not happening. It's just not there.
and now you're stuck with Jim Boylan, and let's say you get Zion Williamson, or you get an RJ Barrett, or you get a John Moran. Now you're going to have them come onto a team with a guy who you've already put your trust in, apparently, who no one in the league has even. I mean, there was a mutiny against the guy.
Exactly.
And now you're going to ask these rookies who have been top prospects their whole lives to come onto a team with
to
Jim
play for
Boylan.
A guy that's mentality
Couldn't even coach
stuck
their
in
college
the 80s,
team.
Yeah.
Couldn't even coach that. I mean, it's just stupid. But that's just the Bulls. Then we got Toronto, Philly. I really think Toronto has taken over the series.
I think that's going 7.
I think it's going maybe. Let's see what Joel Embiid with another illness, stomach ache. I don't know if he's eating a lot of fast food or something. I don't know what's going on there. It's the second time he's had to. I mean, I guess he played, but they were.
He wasn't.
Then they had Drake
effective.
over there, kind of taunting him after the game, and it was just kind of.
That I'm okay with.
I'm okay with. Because, well, but Drake, I mean, why would you want him cheering for you anyways? It's not good luck.
If I played for the Raptors, I'd
but I'm just saying overall, every team he cheers for, it seems that they go down the they start losing.
He just cheers for losers.
He starts the bandwagon and then they lose. Also, I seen something in basketball news. I seen Tom Thibodeau may be joining the Lakers staff. Apparently, LeBron James likes him as a coach, and I'm not saying he's going to be a coach. I don't think he's going to be the head coach.
No,
but I think they want him in there.
That's essentially be like a defensive coordinator.
I just don't see Thibodeau wanting to do it. He always seems like a guy who wants to do his own thing.
Yeah,
but
then again, he was also an assistant for Doc forever. I mean, before he came to the Bulls, he was a lifelong assistant.
But do you really think he could be an assistant coach to Tyronn Lue? That would be tough for I think Tom
it'd be
Thibodeau to do.
But I just think Tom's at that point in his career where like the checks are coming in and he gets to work with LeBron obviously, but then possibly Kevin Durant. Like he might latch himself onto that. I think it'd be a good combination.
I could definitely see him wanting to go do his own thing too. Who knows? You never know with Tom Thibodeau because he's going to do exactly whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But yeah, the NBA playoffs are really starting to shape up here. It's a lot of exciting series. Really said the only one that's not exciting is Milwaukee and Boston.
I only get excitement out of that because of how wrong you were.
Well, yeah. But I wouldn't say it was right. I mean, Giannis is just taking over. He's proving that he is MVP maybe of this year. He is the best player in this series. It's just total domination by him. There's no one that can stop him in this league, I don't think. Maybe a Kevin Durant could try and guard him, but for what he can do, his length, he takes 2 steps, he's there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the Warriors do manage to get out of the conference and Milwaukee can finish up things in the East. That'd be a fun matchup. I just don't know in that matchup if Milwaukee has the firepower to compete with a team like Golden State. I just don't know if it's there.
Yeah.
But it'll be a hell of a matchup to watch KD and Giannis go up against each other. Or Giannis.
And it'll be exciting to see Giannis and Kawhi Leonard play against each other and stuff like that. Not saying that the 76ers aren't completely done yet.
Even then, in the other breath, like I think the Philly, kind of, we talked about this earlier in the Toronto series, having probably the second, third, fourth, and fifth best player on the court. I think it'd be very similar against Milwaukee. And you made the argument about Boston having the second, third, fourth, and fifth best. Or I'm sorry, not Boston. Philly having the second, third, fourth, and fifth best player in that Toronto series, and look where that's gotten them. It'll be interesting to see kind of that dichotomy of how that series works out with basically Giannis versus everybody, and then who can fill in offensively for Milwaukee, because it's been a different guy. It seems like it's not like Giannis and Chris Middleton every game. It's like Giannis and then Eric Bledsoe will go off for a couple, and it's been a very fun team to watch.
With Toronto, it's kind of with Kawhi Leonard, they go.
Yeah.
There's really no one on that team that could take over. I think there's still a few guys on Milwaukee that could also do some damage, like an Eric Bledsoe. They got shooters. Pat
Connaughton.
He was dunking. I mean, that guy got some hops, which is surprising.
White guy from Notre Dame.
Yeah. But I mean, I think like you said, the Milwaukee's built to win the conference. Definitely. They got the best player in the conference. They probably had that's tough. I think Giannis and Kawhi are both playing unbelievable right now. So they're both up there. But Giannis can just do so much with his length and his shooting, and it's just like I said, no one can really stop him.
How bad would it be for the NBA if the NBA Finals is Milwaukee and Denver, or Milwaukee and Portland?
It would be tough, but it would also be exciting. I think.
Well,
I think
game wise, but market wise, that's.
I think also
there's going to be bad ratings.
I think NBA is looking forward to maybe a no Golden State NBA championship for once, because it gets old after a while.
But I think they do bring in viewers, just in the sense that like people want to watch the NBA Finals with the Warriors in it, in the hopes that they lose.
But I think that's kind of what's happening right now.
But like if they get eliminated in this series or in the Western Conference Finals, like there's a good portion of the country that gets what they want by Golden State losing. So why watch the Western Conference Finals? Why watch the NBA Finals if what you're watching for has already happened, and that's for Golden State?
Yeah, but people are watching that now too. They want them to lose in this series. So.
Right. But you're going to lose viewership. I would bet a good amount on that. There will be, if Golden State is not in the NBA Finals, there will be less viewership than the last 3 years that they were in it.
I don't know. I don't think that's totally true, because I think if you get a Houston or a Denver or a Portland, it's something different for people to see, and they get more excited about seeing a different team.
Houston, I agree. Houston's one of the biggest markets in the country.
It, even with Denver and Portland. I'm not saying that it's going to be Denver and Portland fans watching, but people are going to be excited to not have to always see Steph Curry, KD. You get tired of seeing the same team all the time overall. And it'd be different. No LeBron James and no Warriors. So it'd be a totally different NBA championship that's ever happened. And I don't really think –
I just am afraid that like a lot of people have turned off the NBA because of Golden State or because of LeBron. And I think, people watch to see those teams lose. There's definitely a large portion of the country, but there's a good amount of people that watch in hopes that like LeBron loses, or that hopes that Golden State – and if like you don't have that in the finals – especially think about this, the finals don't start till the beginning of June, end of May. There's a lot more for people to do. I'm afraid for the NBA that if Golden State's not there, that they will lose viewership.
Even with Golden State, though, I think you would almost maybe lose viewers with Golden State in there for the 5th year in a row, because you're tired of seeing the same thing over and over again.
The problem with that is I feel like being in the education system and seeing, like what younger kids – basically, every kid under the age of 18 lives and dies by Golden State. So there's going to be so many people.
Live and die by what James Harden does, or some guys are really big fans of Damian Lillard. Tony says if you had one guy to pick to build a team around, would it be Jokic or Embiid? I would say Jokic. I would say him, but he's got to get in shape.
Yes.
You can't keep going forward, and I get it. It's kind of the funny thing. He likes to eat, and he's not the best in shape.
He looks like Bill Laimbeer late in his career.
But going forward in your career, being a big man, that weight is not going to help you at all. And Joel Embiid it looks like he's in better shape.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to say Joel Embiid because of the fact that I know as a larger guy how hard losing weight and maintaining it can be. For him to lose that weight is going to be a challenge. And then second of all, if he doesn't, those injuries are going to pile up. Like his knees are going to go quick. I know Embiid's had issues. I like Embiid's athleticism. I actually like the kind of being a D-bag and, clapping in people's faces and flying around. Like I like that stuff. I'm not saying I don't like Jokic, but I feel like he almost looks like Brian Big Country Reeves out there.
Yeah.
And look how short his career was because he was not able to maintain a healthy body weight.
I wouldn't want to build a team around a guy that I can't trust his off the court eating habits and training habits and stuff.
I know in the NBA it's different because they can, basically have a personal chef for you, and
then why doesn't he have one?
That's what I'm saying.
And he's putting up triple-double numbers.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and he's also getting a lot of miles on those legs. I mean, I know it's 4 overtimes, but Christ, he played 68 minutes.
One of the other guys who averaged a triple-double isn't even in the playoffs right now. So. As in Russell Westbrook. Yeah. So you kind of see, I mean, I'm not saying that the triple-double stats
I just like Embiid's athleticism, and I like his kind of goofiness on the court. And I don't know. There's something about him that I feel like a lot of the injuries are behind him. He takes good care of himself, and he's kind of that marketable guy. Like I feel like you can throw Joel Embiid out in your commercials where Jokic, I don't know what his personality is. You don't see a lot of it. I'm sure he's fine, but like Joel Embiid is already out there. He's kind of this, the face of Hulu now, so he's marketable. But that's a good question.
It's hard to trust a guy who is this early in his career and can't take. You think early in your career is where you would be the healthiest, and you would be your best in shape. But he said it's a great question because they're two great players.
Absolutely, they're very fun to watch.
Nothing wrong with Jokic either. He's a great player. He's putting up crazy numbers this year, but like you said, it's just hard to trust a guy that is that big.
Right.
To build a team around.
He's only 24 years old. So, he actually looks a lot older than 24. Joel Embiid, 25. So there's really not that much of a difference. 7 foot, 249 for Joel. There is no way that Nikola Jokic only weighs 249 pounds.
Yeah, and Tony said that he likes the attitude of Embiid. The NBA needs it more. Yes, the NBA needs it more, but the NBA is also taking that away from players because of all the technicals. And you get so many technicals.
That's different, though. Like a lot of those technicals are just being assholes. Like,
I know,
you can have a personality and not be a dick to a ref.
No, but that's what he's doing is being an asshole. I mean, that's what they're doing in the process of trying to get under people's skin is you're not being the nicest guy.
Ooh, good question from my boss. What's up, John? Glad to have you. That's a really good question. I think point guard, I think he nailed it right there. I'm not super deep. I haven't looked at my mock drafts yet, but I think point guard right now, and I don't know about you, Zach, I think point guard is the most necessary position for the Bulls because of the fact I feel like the Bulls are so deep at the 3, 4, and 5. Wendell Carter coming back. You have Lowry Markkanen, and you have Otto Porter at the 3 or 4, and then you have Zach LaVine. I feel like the missing link in that starting 5 is the point guard. I don't hate Chris Dunn, but I think Chris Dunn has proved that if he's going to be on a playoff team, he has to be your backup.
Yeah, I would say if we drop to 4, we go drop to 4 or 5, we go for the point guard. But I'm not. You
don't even want to talk it into existence. I'm not.
You
want to be like, we're going to get the 1 or 2.
But in the same breath, yes, we are stacked at other sides. But I would also like another big man because we're not going to have Robin forever, and Wendell Carter's going to need another backup. And I get it. Yeah, Chris Dunn isn't doing what we wanted him to do. But John Morant, he is a point guard.
All right, here's a name for you, and I'd love to hear the names. But I've got one for you that I think you'll like, Zach. I love the kid from North Carolina, Kobe White. Remember him, big Afro kid?
He's good.
Now, I know that at 4, he's probably a stretch. I think that might be a little
projected
high.
To get?
The Bulls are projected to be at 4. They're projecting Kobe White at 6, but I've seen
they're projecting to get.
Another name I don't hate, that name I actually like a lot. You'll remember this kid from Gonzaga, Rui Hachimura, the power forward. But the reason behind that I don't think you need to stretch and hope on a guy like Hachimura is that you are deep at those positions because you do have Otto Porter who can slide over and play a 4. You have Zach LaVine who can play the 3 while Otto Porter plays the 4 if Lowry has to go play the 5. Now, would we like some depth? Because like you said, I don't want Cristiano Felicio in NBA games.
No.
Like if the Bulls are going to be a competitive team, if the Bulls are going to be in a playoff hunt, Cristiano Felicio has to be in street clothes.
Yeah.
So,
but we paid him too much money to be doing that.
I mean, but
yes, crazy.
The money for his talent, you're right. But for having a big backup, he really doesn't make that much money, especially with NBA money.
Well, no, but still, he's got paid way too much money.
Yeah, but there's guys in the G League that are making they're
probably better than him.
Yeah, they probably are. But
I don't remember the last productive thing he did for the Chicago Bulls.
Now, this mock draft that I have up has Kobe White going at 6. At the point guard position, and Darius Garland from Vanderbilt at 8.
The 17th, right?
The what?
The draft lottery 14th. So that's
next week.
6 days away.
Now, I don't know about how you feel about this, and I know this is a name we've talked about a lot, Zach. They actually have him at 10. Cam Reddish dropping all the way down to 10. Remember a couple weeks ago, he was, front and center way up. I think there was even talks that he could be the Bulls pick at 4. And I actually find it funny because we've talked about it, a little bit that maybe Cam Reddish, after watching him in the NCAA tournament, isn't the guy that that a lot of people think he is. So I think Colby White's, if they're going to go at 4 and you have to fill a vacancy, I would love to see the Bulls, and I will back this up on Twitter. Go get Colby White. He's I think he just turned 19. He's the fastest kid I saw on the court in the NCAA tournament, and he takes a really good care of the ball. And I thought he shot the ball well.
Breaking news: the Bulls have added Nets assistant coach Chris Fleming to serve as his top assistant.
I don't hate Brooklyn had a good year. I know a lot of that is because D'Angelo Russell was just a dog this year, but I think that's not a bad hire, especially like we talked about with Boylan to have
Tony says, do you think that John Morant would ruin the chemistry?
No.
There's no chemistry to ruin.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Jim Boylan has already ruined the chemistry with what he's done. He kind of seems maybe like he's kind of a cocky player, but that's what I want in my point guard. I want him to be so sure of himself that he pisses people off.
Yeah,
That's what I like. I'm not saying he's going to be out there and be the best player on the court, best point guard in the draft, but I want at least the confidence.
Right. And 21-year-old me is going to hate 28-year-old me for saying this, but looking back and watching some of the older games, the Rajon Rondo that he used to be, where he knew how good he was and he wasn't afraid to let people know, I have come and grown to love that. I see a lot of it, and I know that I'm not the biggest Russell Westbrook guy, but look at what Russell Westbrook can do, and I feel like I don't like him because I feel like he's a ball hog, but he does have that, I'm the dude, I'm going to talk trash, I'm going to lead this team. And if it means, maybe saying some things that are a little maybe tiptoeing that line, I'm okay with it. It's kind of like we had this conversation last week about, Aaron Rodgers, and when that article came out, you want your quarterback to kind of be a little bit of a prick. I kind of want my point guard to have a little bit of an edge and say some things that maybe, ruffle some feathers. But at the end of the day, he is the leader. He's the general out there. So,
Aaron Rodgers just isn't nice. But
thanks, Pat. It's my Ice Hog shirt. He asked to move my cup so he could see my shirt. Me and Pat actually have matching T-shirts.
Oh, that's very nice. With John Morant, though, I think if you really think about it, he fits the Jim Boylan. Jim Boylan likes a fiery player. Jim Boylan will probably like a guy like John Morant. Honestly, I think it would kind of go into what he likes.
I agree.
But yes, the Chicago Bulls have a new assistant coach. I don't really know who Chris Fleming is. But yeah, the Nets had a pretty productive year. I'm guessing maybe there was a tie between the two. But the Bulls will worry about them next week after we.
Thanks for the questions, guys. That was great.
Hopefully, we don't have to worry about a random player. Hopefully, it's just Zion.
Yeah, I would love one or two is going to be obviously a godsend, but if you got to go for
RJ Barrett, kind of fell in some spots and stuff like that. I still think he's going to be a great pro.
I agree.
So he'd be a player that I would like to have.
I completely agree.
Moving on to the NHL, we have Boston and Colorado in the Eastern Conference.
I can start watching hockey now because now I kind of care. I've watched like a half of a hockey.
And then tonight we have not Colorado.
Tonight is
Carolina. Who's Boston play?
So Boston plays Carolina in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, Carolina, okay.
But in the Western Conference, it is not decided yet because San Jose and Colorado play Game 7 tonight.
Okay, that's what I thought. But yeah, St. Louis won.
My handwriting's not that bad.
But I couldn't see. It said C-O. I thought it was an L.
Oh, it's a C-A-R.
Oh, okay. But yes, last night the Blues went to double overtime in a thrilling win. That sucks. But it's hockey. Playoff hockey's fun. It's always so exciting. It's nice it's not nice, but some of the time with the Blackhawks was unbelievably nerve-wracking.
Oh, yeah.
But you always seemed like you knew they were going to win. And then the last time they did not, they ended up losing like a Game 7. That was just heartbreaking.
Yeah, they should have won that game too.
This never happens. But, yes, the NHL playoffs are really starting to ramp up here. Another Game 7. Always exciting Game 7s.
And tonight will be fun. I'm pretty sure it's a late start because it's a Western. I don't know if it's in Colorado or San Jose. But, hey, a little something to fall asleep tonight while you go to bed at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, maybe I'll turn that on like as I'm falling asleep.
That game might end when you're waking up.
3 in the morning.
You never know.
That'd be wild.
A couple overtimes. It's not going to be far away.
17 overtimes, and it's just these guys are like dying.
Zach's getting ready for work, and they're crawling on the ground.
The nice thing is it's not like a long time, like 6 to 4.
Yeah, that would be pretty terrible. Yeah, but like I said, I've watched very little hockey in the playoffs. I've been very honest about it. I just don't have any interest in the first 2 rounds, but now is when I start to watch. I don't agree with Tony here.
I've never seen somebody this is maybe the first person that I've seen agree with the Jim Boylan keeping of him.
I don't mind keeping him this year, but why do you have to give him the 3 years?
And
why? What's the
Thibodeau?
point?
Yeah, Thibodeau was kind of crazy, but his
teams went to the damn playoffs.
His players seem like they at least invested in him and trusted him. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, I disagree. Tony, I love you, man, but I disagree there.
That's like I said, the first time I've heard anyone give Jim Boylan
I've had conversations with Pat a couple times about, different, like, why do we hate Jim Boylan so much? And, like, he didn't think he's that bad. And I don't think he's that bad, but I don't think he's worth
He's not what I need when I have a 1, 2, or 3 pick.
Exactly.
Maybe coming in the door. You're trying to rebuild. You're trying to get the fans back into it at least.
Right.
And you're getting a guy that no
one likes. Give me someone to give me, like, confidence. Like, even if Tom Thibodeau was still around, I'd at least be confident that he could build him up. But, yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, I love Tibbs, but I just don't know. Jim Boylan just doesn't.
Yeah, I get it with Derrick Rose, but you have players who are talented on this team. I mean, I'm not saying there's a
and
Derrick
also
Rose
there wasn't
on this team.
Other than Jimmy Butler being kind of a bag, and there wasn't a mutiny against.
And it really wasn't
Thibodeau.
against. It really, truthfully, Jimmy Butler's problem was not really with Tom Thibodeau. It was with the front office. And we have a problem with the front office.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Really and truthfully, the stuff came out about Jimmy Butler once he went, because I guess he went to Minnesota and they had problems with them too. I don't think he ever really had problems with Tom Thibodeau. I think it was Jay Butt. It always seemed like someone with the front office and stuff like that. He got a lot of money. So that's kind of maybe he's best friends with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
So that's good for Jim Butler.
Mark Wahlberg, also a felon.
Well, that's okay with me.
And racist.
Which didn't.
Yeah, that's how he was a felon. He literally went out and found a guy who was Vietnamese and just beat him.
So speaking of along those lines, I seen something with the Chicago Cubs with the there was a situation with somebody put something on behind who was the announcer?
It was Doug Glanville, wasn't it?
Apparently I'm not going to I'm not going to even get into the situation.
Did you know that was like?
No, I never knew that. And
you played that game, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they're apparently saying that the kid it was, but I don't really know if he really meant it that way. Too.
Yeah.
Apparently he's banned from Wrigley Field. I'm not going to talk about it because it's a situation that's just different.
Literally learned today that was a white supremacist.
Thank you for watching, Tony. Have a good day.
I'm 28 years old, and I learned today that was
baseball
a
game. Hopefully, he gets the baseball game in. It's supposed to rain tonight.
Yeah, it's supposed to come down about 8 o'clock.
With a high of 68 today.
I was gonna say you were
cloudy. Thunderstorms after 3 p.m.
Okay, so
we're good.
Why were you asking me? You're
I'm the weatherman.
You're like Jimmy Weather guy over here.
They just print out the weather and then the high of 60. I remember that, and it was currently 46 this morning at
46
at 6 a.m.
Oh,
so.
Okay.
That was
makes sense.
I'm not a morning person.
Do you have to do the farm report?
No, it pretty much a lot of that's just kind of recorded, and then you just kind of pretty much just the news. Either you send it to the news or news.
So you don't know like what a bucket or a bushel of beans goes for today.
Well, actually, kind of going into it, we did. They do like birthdays this day in history or stuff.
Anybody that's born today that we should note?
Don Rickles' birthday's today.
Don Rickles, funny guy.
But what I've learned is I'm really bad with names. So I think that's going to be the funny part of
You also call them the Toronto Rafters.
Hey, I feel a lot of people, even on Sports Center, say that kind of stuff. But if you want a good laugh, tune in to 1360 a.m. and I will be trying to say names. Even like this day in history, there were like some Spanish.
Dear God!
Spanish warriors that I could not say their name.
The conquistadors.
Yeah, they were just. It was some tough. It was, and the guy even said people are listening to know they're a little smarter than you.
Yo,
so
100%.
If you want to tune in to laugh at me, that's why I'm going to
literally turn your radio on. You'll know you're smarter than Zach.
If you want to do that, that's fine by me because.
Morning pick me up.
Yeah, if you want to call in, we can talk it out on air. But yeah, if you're a little into agriculture radio, tune in.
Very niche market.
Yeah, but we're gonna be having some fun with that too. I'm excited
Absolutely.
to get into that. But let's get into our candy review. I seen you brought some candy here.
I brought us one to split. Reese's Outrageous bar with Reese's Pieces in it. This is going to be good. I'm a big Reese's guy. I think people are starting to find that out. I had to
drop mine. You're eating. You're getting
so this a basic outrageous bar, but it's got little Reese's Pieces in it. I'm a big Reese's guy.
Oh wow,
that's fire.
A little more than I thought we could be in there.
Yeah,
Not like more of a
jam packed. Oh yeah, 2 weeks in a row, baby. 3.8. We're waiting.
Oh, I'm going first.
I already said 3.8.
Oh, sorry. I give like a 3.3.
Okay,
It was good.
It's a really good combination.
Yeah.
Reese's, you get the peanut butter, you get some caramel, you get some chocolate, and then you get Reese's Pieces, a little extra crunch. That's really good. Reese's is just doing some weird stuff now, and I love it.
Yeah.
We need to get a sponsor for this segment, though.
Yeah.
Buy our candy for us.
Let's
Very
see.
chewy.
Let's do your favorite top. We'll do top 5. We'll do
All
top
right.
5 just for you. We usually do top 3, but
All right, so
this
we
may
are
be
doing
the most excited Boomy has ever been.
this. This is great. This is right up my alley. This just makes my day. I am a big jersey guy. Anybody that's been down to the Content Cave, there's probably 60 jerseys hanging around the cave walls right now. So today is top 5 of our favorite uniforms or jerseys. All right, so I'm going to start off number 1. I'm going to go 1990s Vancouver Grizzlies, the teal with the tribal stuff on the sleeves. That's number 1 all day, every day. Zach, what's yours, buddy?
I don't know what year it is, but the powder blue
Okay.
Chargers, LaDainian Tomlinson back when he was playing.
Well, that
those
was their
jerseys-
original jerseys.
Those are fire.
They're bringing those back.
I think I know it's a reach for number 1,
No, that's
but
a
I
good
think they're
choice.
fire jerseys. I'm not as big into jerseys, so I'm going to have to look through. Okay, I'm going to have to just go with this one. Is this a major league team?
Yes, that was
The Houston Colts, the 45.
Colt 45s.
It's the Colts, and then it says Colts on it, and then there's a 45 on there.
Yeah.
That's a pretty sick
That
jersey.
is a really cool jersey.
So that's
In that same breath, my number 2, I'm going to go with the Tequila Sunrise Houston Astros jerseys, the ones from like the 70s or 80s, those ones you just scrolled by there. Those are so cool, and I think it's probably my dad's favorite uniform. It is definitely up there in mine, so I'm going to go with the Tequila Sunrise Houston Astros. We kind of went similar there on our second one. Let's see. I have a huge list here. So my third, I am going to go with the Denver Nuggets 1990 or the 80s throwbacks with like the rainbows. I love those. Yeah, well, that's actually a knockoff jersey. It's from a band I used to listen to.
What does it say?
It says Breathe.
Oh.
Breathe Carolinas. But yeah, the rainbow ones. I think English was the guy that was the big guy. Who's your third pick?
I'm going to go with the old – well, it's not really old school because that's technically all old school. The Seattle Supersonics jerseys. Those were awesome jerseys. The ones that had the Sonics across it. Even I think just the color together is cool.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
And then do I go 4?
Yep. What's your 4th?
Let's see. I'm trying to look through here. Oh, man. That is a nice jersey. This is great. Show here.
Way to be prepared.
I told you.
Just kidding. We don't prepare for these.
But I did tell you that it was gonna struggle with this.
Yeah, because some of the ones on there, they just pick them because
they just pick them because they're just
classic.
classic, and then it's just hard to find. Oh no, I'll go with. I'm a big fan of the orange Bears jerseys.
Oh, that's
I'm
a good
big
choice.
fan of the orange Bears jerseys.
I am
Just because,
not
that means trouble.
a Bears fan, but I do like the orange ones. I will give you that. So let's see. I'm on 4. Is that right?
Yeah.
I get 4 and 5 here. I am going to go with the Bulls City Edition uniforms. Even the first year they did it with the baby blue, I own the white one with the baby blue. And then this year with the black, the Bulls City editions that they've done are in my number 4. My number 5, I have like 10 choices left. Boy, that's tough. There's so many options. I am going to go. All right, I'll do it. The brown and yellow Padres ones from the 80s. I love those. The old Tony Gwynn's, the brown and yellow. That's what I'm going to go with.
Okay. And I have, oh, wow.
Yep, that was going to be, I was between those two.
I don't know what year this
so
is.
those would have been the 90s.
Bucks. I mean, those are beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a giant deer on it. It's a very cool jersey. I don't know why they still don't have that.
Yeah, those.
But
are
I will
cool.
go with that as my number 5.
That was fun. We could have gone 20 deep on that.
You
That
could have.
really
I could.
fun.
I have struggled to get 5. But that's because you may look at jerseys in your sleep.
Oh, I have
apparently you order them in your sleep and then you wake up and you.
Well, those are usually after a long night at the corner tap. I order a couple.
That's always funny.
But yeah, I'm a big jersey guy. So if you guys have any different ones that you like that we missed out, I agree. I was going to say the Bucks one. I love the 90s Magic ones, the pinstripe ones. There's just so many good ones. It's hard to even. I had one on there, but I don't know if anybody will know about this. The Hawks in the 90s, they had one with like the hawk head here, and then it had the eagle wing or the hawk wings that went all the way around. That was a good one. So that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, Pat and me were just
Beavis
discussing
and
our sweet Ice Hogs who did not make the playoffs this year, unfortunately.
Oh, Pat also has a cool new shirt.
Yeah.
Typical Chicago fan shirt.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pat. If you want one of those shirts, they are $20 if you want us to ship them, or we can get it to you for $15 on this beautiful shirt right here. But you can follow me at Z-Lil TCF on Twitter. You can follow the main page at typical_Chicago. You can follow Loop Sports at the Loop_Sports. You are watching us on Typical Chicago Fan Facebook Live. You can follow Loop Sports on there at the Loop Sports.
Make sure you follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF. You can subscribe to the YouTube page. Head on over there, type in Typical Chicago Fans, hit that red subscribe button on the right side. If you're an Apple user, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, subscribe, rate, and review there. And if you are not an Apple user, you can find us on Spotify, and make sure you follow us on that platform as well.
Like I said, we may not be going at 5 o'clock every night. This is just a week of training for me, so I won't be going in that early every single day, hopefully. But it is a fun experience right now, and it's exciting to get a feel for really.
And if you want to feel smart, tune into
1360 AM if you want to feel
between
smart.
6 and 10 a.m.
Yes, because I will be on there trying to babble my way through it, but it's fun. It's pretty laid back, and like I said, if you want to tune in and laugh at me, that's really what I'm in it for.
Absolutely.
At least you're listening. But yeah, it's an exciting time, and if you want to call in, you've got some birthdays. I can read some birthdays on air, anniversaries if you need me to.
You just do everything.
I mean, I do everything. It's so much fun.
You're very versatile.
Oh, I mean, look at me.
You did a very conservative radio show this morning, and now you're here
doing a shit show.
Yeah. Hey, take it easy now.
Well, hey, look, I did connect to the wrong internet.
Yeah, you did.
And then,
that was on you.
But here we go.
What are you gonna do?
I keep it together. It's professional all the way. But tune into the Cubs game. It's about 6:35 tonight.
Yep, you got about a half hour.
A half hour. I'm excited that it's moved up about a half hour after last night's
absolutely
7 o'clock start. I think 6 o'clock should be the start every
It's 6:30 should be the latest.
Yeah, 6:30. 7 o'clock is just dumb for Chicago.
I agree.
But thank you for listening.
Thanks for all the comments too. Appreciate it. Great show tonight.
Typical Chicago TCF Weekdays with TCF presented by The Loop Sports. Again, I am Zach Leah. This is a Boomy.
Shout out to all the sponsors.
Oh yeah, shout out to sponsors. SeatGeek. Type in the promo code The Loop Sports in all caps. We've had some troubles with that, but you can only use it on your first purchase, which is difficult. But if you need to make a different account, do what you gotta do.
You're not supposed to say that on air.
Yeah, what you can do. Type in the promo code The Loop Sports in all caps. You get $20 off of your first purchase of over $30. You can go to 26shirts.com Chicago. They got some cool Let the Kids Play shirts.
Yeah, I might be getting one of those.
Tim Anderson bat flip. I got some cool Bears stuff coming out here. Maybe some cool Cubs stuff coming out here. And shout out to Monkey Knife Fight. If you're a big daily fantasy guy, They have a lot of over-under, especially with the NBA playoffs right now. You over-under points, rebounds, this and that. All the stats, baseball. They got pitchers and hitters. Type in the promo code LOOP, and you get your deposit matched up to $100. So if you're into daily fantasy sports, check that out. Again, have a great week, and we love you all.
Peace.